What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb?
What's up guys, my name is Sean, welcome to my tech channel. Today we are checking out a karaoke speaker and a couple of things exciting about this one. Number one, it is a very loud speaker to begin with. This is an 80 watt speaker and it comes with not only one but two wireless mics. This, at the time that I'm reviewing this video, is not released, it's not available on their website. And I'll put the link and all the information down in the description below. My goal is to actually use some popular songs that most people have heard, so that way you can kind of get a sense for the quality of the speaker. I'll do my best with the equipment I got to be able to relay the quality to you, but with the editing and YouTube compression, it may not be 100% precise, so I will try to describe this the best I can. And if this is the first time you're stopping by, putting these videos, it takes a long time. I genuinely try to be very honest and transparent in my reviews, so consider subscribing if you enjoy videos like this. Lights, color, party. Stage PartyFree portable party speaker with built-in lights and wireless microphones. It's by a company called CoolMe. I think the website is coolmetech.com. 360 degrees multicolored LED lights, 80 watts peak, and it offers 12 hours of playtime. Typically, the stated time is not at 100% volume. Based on experience, when you played at maximum volume, it's safe to cut whatever the stated time is in half. Again, don't quote me to that, just based on experience from other brands in general. And by the way, this thing is IPX5, so it's splash proof. If there's any light rain, you're fine. It's not gonna damage us, but do not leave this out in the rain or submerge it in the water. It also has a 1/4-inch microphone input, built-in FM radio. Not sure if anyone will use this, but it's there. And multi-source playback. Looks like you can use a USB drive as well. One mic, two mics. The speaker itself has a bit of a weight to it. That's typically a good indication of good size battery or a nice driver to be able to push air and give it a bass. A USB type A to USB type C, probably for charging. It does not come with a charger brick, so you need to have your own. I'll put a link to maybe one or two that I'll recommend down below. And it comes also with an auxiliary cable. Let's start with the accessories. This is the mic. It's all black. The handle is matte finish. Normally matte finishes, they resist showing fingerprints and oil, so especially if you're partying, you're eating some chips or whatever the case might be, this is not gonna get all gross. It may still get gross, but at least it's not gonna show it. USB port at the bottom for charging the microphone. You have a plus and minus, I suspect for audio, and an on and off button. So let's take a tour around this. This has some sort of like a fabric mesh all the way around it. You have your port, probably for all your charging, and USB connection back here. And very light branding. You only have the logo up front, so your control are easily accessible at the top. On this side, you have your on-off button, your play, pause, and whatnot. And on this side, you have your mic control, I assume either for connection or turning each mic on or off, as well as the lighting and equalizer on this side. Let's turn this on.
Bluetooth.
So this light, this execution is actually much nicer than I expected. It's a very soft gradient. What happens if I hit this? There you go. So you get different animations, and you can, looks like, change that by pushing this button at the top. So it looks like you have about maybe 6 different modes or so. Oh, one thing real quick that I already really like, the volume knob. It actually controls the volume of the source device. So as I'm turning this up and down, I see my volume icon on my iPhone is going up and down. So you don't need to set this to max and then just kind of play around with it.
Astro, no. What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb? You can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know
gonna check the equalizer to see what changes we see. You really can't control each band. There's just one button and it probably cycles through maybe high bass, low bass, and whatnot.
Toes numb, you can call that mental freeze when these people
bass,
that in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. She say that I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, that
treble,
I believe in G-O-D. Don't believe it. She keep playing me dumb. I'm a
normal,
So looks like you get 3 modes. I love the fact that every time you push the button, it tells you which mode it's going into. You don't have to guess. Again, if you haven't dealt with this, because a lot of speakers have this equalizer button, but you kind of have to guess and feel what mode it's in. This tells you. So you got a treble mode, bass mode, and normal mode. I actually really like the normal mode. It gives it really good balance.
Don't cry, snowman, not in front of me. Who'll get your tears if you can't catch me, darling? If you can't catch me, darling. Don't cry, snowman, don't leave me this way. A bottle of water can't hold.
I'm gonna rotate the speaker to actually trying to figure out where the drivers are. Is it just a look, or do they actually have truly speakers on more than one side?
The sun, I love you forever. Oh, we'll have some fun. Yes, let's hit the North Pole and live happily. Please don't cry no tears now. It's Christmas, baby. My snowman and me.
So when I was rotating this, I definitely noticed that the audio is only coming from the front. It's not that it's not noticeable, but primarily this is where your audio is coming from. Check the mic. I'm just gonna go ahead, turn it on and see if it auto syncs to try to connect. I'll probably have to push mic 1 or mic 2 to connect with them. So I'm gonna push mic 1.
You can use the button on the microphone to adjust the level. So that's good that it's instantly available and it's in your hands if you're holding the microphone. And as you can see, it has a traditional karaoke echo, but I don't see a way to adjust the echo.
And by the way, this button right here, I just looked in the owner's manual. This is if you want to switch your inputs between FM, USB, or Bluetooth.
FM mode,
You know, once you train, like our brains are trained to think slave mentality. That's just who we are. It's what we've been through.
So hopefully you enjoyed the music I'd selected for this speaker test. Now let's talk about the final conclusion, starting with the price. At the time I'm reviewing this, I don't know what the price is because the product's not available online for me to take a look at and see how much it is. And that will put things into perspective. Is this going to be 150 bucks? Is it 200? Is it 250? Is it 300? I don't know. But one thing I can tell you is in this channel, Bluetooth speakers are one of the most common products that I typically review, amongst a few other things such as projectors and keyboards. But select few loudspeakers at 80 watts, 90 watts, 100, 100, and 120 that I've tested, most of them, if I'm not mistaken, are typically about 200 bucks or more. So when you are looking at this product, when it's available, kind of consider that and keep that in mind. So let's get to the design. I really like this. I honestly didn't think I'm gonna like this as much when they sent me the photos of this thing, say, hey, do you want to review this? And I really like this for a few reasons. I think the size is compact enough to make it look a little bit chic, but it's also big enough to be able to produce the bass. This tinted kind of like plastic or glass they have over this LED, it gives this a very nice gradient over the LED viewing. First, I thought this was glossy, that's going to show fingerprints, but essentially it's really plastic and you don't see it. The lights look good. If you do want to turn off the lights, you just double tap and hold, and it would actually turn the lights off. So if you want to have something a little bit more subtle, you can. You want to turn it back on, you double tap and hold, and the light will come back on. Controls are easily accessible. You have battery indicator. It comes with not one, but 2 mics. And these are not the cheap set that you can get for like 30 bucks on Amazon. Trust me, this feels really good and it looks really good. They promote this as a 360 speaker, but essentially, at least the way I experience it, it seems like the speaker, the driver itself is in the front. You definitely get sound leak and bass around and in the back. But if you're sitting down with your friends, you want this to project towards you in the front. Two things I mentioned this that I really like. I really like that the volume knob, it actually controls the volume from the source device. In this case, it was my iPhone. The other thing that I really like that I'd never seen, it's very small, but I'd never seen in any speaker I'd reviewed out of probably like 30, 40 speakers I've reviewed. These buttons, when you push, let's say you're changing your input selection from FM to auxiliary to Bluetooth, it actually announces what mode you're getting into. Same thing with the equalizer. Huge plus. I'm personally not a big karaoke guy, but the karaoke setups, they typically offer you some echoes. If there was a way to adjust the echo that each of the speakers offers, that would be really good. On the other hand, a pro would be that you can have control over your own volume right on the mic itself. The connection of the mics was very easy, and use USB-C to charge, because some of the high-powered speaker, 80 watts plus, they may come with their own charger. The downside of it is if you lose the charger, it's going to be very difficult. But a USB-C is a USB-C, and most of us will have that cable at home. Hopefully, I've covered everything. If you have any questions, drop a comment down below, and I'll do my best to read and answer to every single one of the questions. Putting these videos together takes a long time. The songs I played, I actually have to pay for those licenses to be able to include them in this video. So if you want to support me, the least you can do, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Depending on when you're watching this, happy holidays. I wish you and your family a great time.